So I need everyone to pay attention. I need you to sit still, eyes up here, right? Is everyone sitting still? Are you focused? Not if you're focused. I need you to stop fidgeting over there a little bit. Pay attention. How many of us had anxiety increase a little bit with just those directives? But these are the things okay, thank you, yes. These are the things we're telling our kids on a daily basis. These are the things that the teachers and coaches are telling our kids on a daily basis. We have a nation of children in crisis. I'm going to say that again. We have a nation of children in crisis. And this is evidence, thank you, this is evidenced by statistics that are mind-blowing. Do you know that the rate of suicide for middle schoolers, these are 10 to 14-year-old babies, is the highest it's ever been, and it has now, for the first time in history, surpassed the number of deaths from automobile accidents. We have increased diagnoses of anxiety disorders, depression, sensory processing disorders, ADHD, attentional disorders, conduct disorders, oppositional defiant disorders. We have more kids than ever taking medication to try and suppress some of those behaviors that are maladaptive to their environment. We have violence in our schools. Our babies have violence in their schools. So what do we do about it? As functional medicine practitioners, we are fantastic at looking at root causes of disease and dysfunction, right? We are experts at antecedents and triggers and mediators, and we're great at assessing imbalances. Where is the dysfunction, and where is the imbalance that is creating that dysfunction? We're really good at that. But I want to challenge us with our pediatric and adolescent clients to zoom out. Let's look at the bigger picture of behavior, right? Because I think behavior can be often a symptom, but also a potential treatment for dysfunction. And when we have internal imbalance, when we have external imbalance, that is seen as behavior issues. So I think as practitioners, we need to zoom out. We need to look at behavior as it relates to maybe the roles that children play. One of the things I find most helpful when I'm assessing big picture ideas with kids is I look at what the important roles of childhood are. You're a friend, you're a peer, you're a student, maybe you're a player or a coachee, if that's a word, you're being coached. You're a sibling, you're a daughter, you're a son. You're a student above all. And so these roles, when behavior comes into play and it's dysfunctional, really get affected, and kids cannot successfully and meaningfully fulfill those roles of childhood. So we're good at looking at the physiology. We're good at looking at the underlying imbalances. But I want us to zoom out and look at the mismatches of behavior. If we kind of take a page from our ancestors, there was a great match between environment and behavior and adaptation. Those kids were adapted to their environment, and therefore their behavior was successful in their environments. I would argue that now our environments are not matched to the physiological and fundamental emotional skills that we're giving kids. So there is a mismatch. And when there's a mismatch between what we're requiring of our kids and what the environment is requiring of our kids, we get escalations of behavior that we might medicate, that we might suppress, that we might try and treat from a different avenue. So if we zoom out and we look at behavior as really one of the fundamental aspects of how we can approach and treat and help our pediatric and adolescent clients, I think it's a huge, I think it's an additional avenue that we can take that helps us really with the wraparound service of good health. Thank you.